Hi class, how are you today? I am doing well as well. The learning target for today is to construct triangles with a compass and straight edge. So last class we constructed lines and angles using a compass and straight edge. Today we'll be constructing triangles with a compass and straight edge. Scale 3, you can construct triangles with no help. 2, you can construct triangles if you use your notes. 1, you can construct triangles if you watch the tutorial. And 0, you cannot construct triangles. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a triangle if we're given 3 sides. So step 1, mark point A that will be one vertex of the triangle. Remember, vertex is the corner of the triangle. Now set the compass width to the length of AB. And we're essentially going to copy a line segment here, so make an arc around where you think B should be, and then mark a point B somewhere on the arc. Set the compass width to the length of AC. Then from A, draw an arc near where you think AC should end up, where point C would be. And then set the compass width to your third side, BC, and then put your compass at B and draw an arc making point C. Then draw the lines AB, AC, and BC. Connect them all. And you have your triangle. Alright, now we're going to construct an angle if you're given 2 angles and a side that's in between those 2 angles. So, to start, mark a point A that will become the vertex of the triangle, one of the angle points. Then set the compass width to the length of AB. And with your compass on A, draw an arc where you think B would be. Then mark point B on the arc somewhere, and then draw the line. Then with the compass at a medium width, draw an arc across angle A. So that's the original angle you were given. Then with the compass width, draw an arc at A. Then set the compass width to the arc width at angle A. In this case, what we're doing is we're copying an angle here. So draw an arc in a similar position at triangle vertex A. So we copy the angle, and then from A, draw the line where the arc intersects. Then repeat the same step for the other angle. We're going to copy angle B now. So same steps that we just did. And we have our triangle. So now we're going to make a triangle if you're given 2 sides with an angle that is touching both those sides. So step 1, mark a point A that becomes the vertex of the triangle, as we've been doing. Now draw a ray from A that will become the side AB of the triangle. Set the compass width to the length of AB, draw an arc creating point B. Now with the compass at medium width, draw an angle. So first we copied the line segment, now we are copying the angle. So at the same width, draw an arc at A on the new triangle. Set the compass width to the arc width at the given angle A, and draw an arc in a similar position at point A. So all that step was just copying the angle, and now we draw a ray through it. Now set the compass width to the desired length of AC, and then from A make an arc across the second ray. And then draw the line BC. And we're done. We have our triangle. Now we're going to make another triangle. This time we're giving two angles and then a side that's not in between two angles. So this side does not touch both the angles, it only touches one of them. So, mark a point A that will become the vertex of the triangle. Set the compass width to the desired length of AB. With the compass on A, draw an arc. So again, copying the line segment first. Make a point B on this arc and draw a line. Now with the compass at medium width, draw an arc across angle A. And with the same width, draw an arc at A. Set the compass width to the arc width at angle A. Now we're copying the angle here. Draw an arc in a similar position at triangle vertex A. From A, draw a long line through where the arcs intersect. And then with the compass at medium width, draw an arc across angle C. Now we're copying angle C. With the same compass width, draw an arc at A to the left of the first. Now set the compass width to the arc width at angle C. Draw an arc in a similar position at A across the new arc. Now from A, draw a line through where the arcs intersect. With the compass at medium width, draw an arc across angle EAD. That's the one on the left there. And with the same compass width, draw an arc at B. Set the compass width to the arc width at angle EAD. So now we're copying this angle that we just created. Draw an arc in a similar position at B across the new arc. From B, draw a line through where the arcs intersect, crossing the line from A at C. And done, we have our triangle. Triangle ABC in the middle there. Now we're going to make an isosceles triangle if you're given the base and then one of the sides. Remember, isosceles triangle has two congruent sides. So AB in this case, the side, you're going to have another side that's equal to that. So, step 1, mark a point P that will become the vertex of the triangle. Set the compass width to the length of CD. From P, draw an arc. We're copying CD now. Mark a point R on this arc. PR will be the base of the triangle. Draw the base PR of the triangle. So we just made PR, which is CD. Now set the compass width to AB. one of the sides of the isosceles triangle. From P to R, make two arcs to define point Q, then, which will be the third triangle vertex. So from both P and R, essentially copy the line segment and they should intersect at one spot, and then draw your two sides. And done. We have an isosceles triangle. Now we're going to make an isosceles triangle if we're given the base and the altitude. The altitude is from an angle in a triangle. If you try to get it to the other side at a right angle, that is an altitude. So you drop a line from one of the angles to its opposite side and it comes down at a 90-degree angle. That's an altitude. So, first mark point P. Then set the compass width to CD. Again, copy CD. From P, draw an arc. Mark R. Draw PR. Now from P and R, make an arc on each side of the base using a fixed compass width. So the same compass width, do it on both above and below. Similar steps to making a perpendicular bisector. Then set the compass width to AB, the altitude. Then from the base midpoint where the line intersected PR, draw an arc across the vertical, creating Q. So we just copied AB. Now draw the sides PQ and RQ. And we have our isosceles triangle. Now we're going to make an equilateral triangle. So, mark a point P, set the compass width to AB. We've done this so many times this video so far, so same steps. From P, draw an arc near both vertices where you think the corners are going to be. Make it twice, so two separate arcs. Now mark point Q on either arc, and then without changing the width, move to Q and draw an arc across the other, making R. Now draw all three lines. Boom, done, equilateral triangle. Now we're going to make the median of a triangle. So we have a triangle here and we want to construct the median. Well, what is a median? So a median is a line that goes from one of the angles and goes down to the opposite angle, the opposite side, and cuts the side in half. So if we went from Q down to PR, it would cut PR into two equal segments. So, step one. With the compass on P, set it to any medium width, any decently sized width. Draw an arc on each side of the line PQ. Without changing the compass width, do the same thing for Q. And you should have two intersections. Now draw a straight line between the two arc intersections. If you remember, this is creating a perpendicular bisector. Now draw a straight line from S to the opposite vertex of the triangle. That would be R in this case. And done, we have one of the medians. If you want to do it for the other, you just do it for the other sides. So this step is pretty much create a perpendicular bisector and then draw a line from that middle point to the opposite angle. Now we're going to make an altitude of a triangle. I've already mentioned what an altitude is, but just again, a refresher. If I made an altitude from Q, this angle here, it would go down straight down and make a right angle. You often hear altitude as height because it's the height of this triangle. If you go straight up at a 90-degree angle, you'll get the height of the triangle. So, first step, extend the side of the triangle at both ends. So we take PQ and we extend the side. We make it longer. Then, from R, the opposite angle, set the compass width beyond PQ. So the width goes past PQ. Now draw two arcs across that line. Creating points A and B. Now draw arcs from A and B, creating a point C. Now draw a line from R to C. And it should cross PQ at a 90-degree angle. And there's your altitude. The altitude officially stops at S, so it goes from R to S. Even though your line had gone longer, the actual altitude is just from R to S. Now we're going to draw a right angle if we're given one of the legs and the hypotenuse. If you remember, in a right triangle, you have two legs, those are the ones that touch the right angle, and the hypotenuse is the longest side that's across from the right angle. So first step, draw a horizontal line. Now place a point C somewhere near the center of the line. Now set the compass width to the length of the given leg L. Now draw an arc on each side of C using that compass width, creating points P and A. Now set the compass width to H, the length of the given hypotenuse. Now with that compass width, move it to point P and draw an arc above C. Now without changing the width, repeat the same thing on A. Now draw lines AB and BC. And we have our right triangle. Now the cool thing to look at here is that what we actually did for the construction was created the triangle PBA, but then instead drew the altitude BC, and then drew just the side AB. So in a way, the right triangle was just this bigger triangle cut at the altitude, the 90-degree angle. All right, now instead of doing the tutorials for all the triangle centers and then their circles, I thought I'd save everyone some time and some writing and just tell you how to make them. Because now we've learned how to make parts of these things, and we just use those parts to get those. So first we have the orthocenter, which is the intersection of all the altitudes of a triangle. So all you have to do is, in your triangle, create all three altitudes, and they will intersect at the point called the orthocenter. For the centroid, it's the intersection of all the medians. So make all three medians in a triangle, and they'll intersect to get the same point, the centroid. When you create these, if you did it right, you'll know that they'll intersect all at the same spot. If you made a minor mistake, you'll see that you might have a little area in the middle. So if you did it right, they'll all intersect at the same point. The circumcenter is the intersection of all the perpendicular bisectors. So make a perpendicular bisector of each side, and they should intersect to be the circumcenter. The incenter is the intersection of all the angle bisectors. So bisect all three of these angles, and they should intersect to make the incenter. Then, two special kinds of circles. The circumcircle is the circle whose center is the circumcenter. So in order to create that circle, first you make the perpendicular bisectors of all three sides, create the circumcenter, and then put your compass point at the circumcenter, and then put your other point on one of the points and have it, and then make a circle all the way around. And it should, if you did it correctly, hit all three vertices. And that's the definition of a circumcircle. A circle that circumscribes the triangle. It intersects all the vertices of the triangle. And then we have the incircle. So an incircle is a circle inside the triangle that touches each side exactly once. So it doesn't intersect and then go back out. The edge of the circle touches the side. So first you make the incenter by bisecting all three angles, making the incenter. Then put your compass point at the incenter and put your other part of your compass on one of the intersections from the angle bisector at the end of the side, such as right here, and then draw a circle, and it should hit all three of these points. Now time for the sponge. Once again, I have some questions here. Please answer them. You have to at least attempt them, and if you get them all right, you get a bonus point on the next test. First question, what does it mean to be the altitude of a triangle? Second question, what does it mean to be a median of a triangle? Median. And third question, which of the triangle centers is the same distance from all three vertices of a triangle? Remember, the vertices are the corners of the triangle. Alright, so that's it for this lesson. Once again, please make sure to take notes in the entire lesson, attempt the sponge, take a picture or video of everything, and submit it all to Google Classroom. Have a good night.